We all owe Aaron an apology. So when I was on Who Are These Socials, Carl was teasing this interview they have with the guy in jail. So when Aaron was saying last week, he's like, yeah, this guy, Mikey, we were really good friends, and I was the facilitator there and sort of the commissioner of fun and all this stuff. And we mocked Aaron.
Yeah, played basketball every day.
Yeah, I had a great time mocking him. And Carl was like, we interviewed one of the guys he was in jail with. And I was like, really? That felt like weird to me, but I was like, okay, interesting. I'll be interested to see how it plays out. And then when the show ended, I asked Carl, I was like, how did it go? And he goes, do you actually want to know? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want it spoiled, but like, yeah, I kind of do. And he goes, the guy backs up everything Aaron says, which I still thought was going to be funny because I thought it was going to be an over the top, like, we love Aaron. Like, if they interviewed that guy and he was like, Aaron's the greatest. AI, you mean? Oh, you mean radio, our boy? It wasn't that either. It was just like they talked to a guy who I think probably has some mental issues, and they asked him questions like you can tell the guy just he doesn't know what show he's talking to. He doesn't know this is a show that bashes Aaron. He probably thinks like they are friends with Aaron or something.
So it's basically like a interviewed Aussie guy about his time with Aaron in jail.
Right, like they just interviewed like whoever. Like this guy doesn't really know Aaron from the next guy he's in a cell with, you know? Yeah. But they would ask him things like, did he ever say another win for the toe? And the guy would be like, yeah, I think so. So it's just like they're leading the witness sort of a thing. You know what I mean? Like they're asking him things he doesn't really know. So like people I
have a theory.
Go ahead.
Aaron promised them riches and radio.
I think it's as simple as I thought of. I was trying to think of a good comparison. And do you remember? My God, this is asking Craig a question. This is dangerous ground. Just say yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember on KMS the bit where Dave Cullinane once said that among his family, he's the one like his entire family turns to for like information and what's going on in the world?
Yes, I do. This was around the Family Feud era.
Yeah. Dave kind of portrayed himself as like the genius of the family. And Kirk and me and whoever else was in studio, it was a lot of fun because we riffed on like Dave's sister going, Dave, what's that big light in the sky? Things like that. Now, in reality, like if I interviewed Dave's sister about that, she'd probably be like, oh yeah, like Dave's a smart guy. And I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like who really gives a fuck? It's just funny to exaggerate and fuck around. You know what I mean? Like that's a funny idea. The idea that Dave is like this genius.
They pay Dave tribute to answer questions.
Right. So like when I was making fun of Aaron, I wasn't like, oh my God, I bet in reality people hated him in jail. I bet if I talked to them, they'd all be like, that piece of shit. Fuck him. I've got a lot of great stories about what an asshole he is. I thought it was funny to me, what was funny about that was Aaron being like, they all loved me. Mm-hmm. Even if it's true, that's a funny thing to think. You know what I mean? So like, I think going and interviewing people in jail about Aaron is probably a mistake because I don't think you're ever going to want to get what you get out of it. I do think they had something to make fun of. Like, so the first question they played was they go, did Aaron have a nickname on the basketball court? And the guy goes, oh yeah, we called him Larry Bird. That's what Aaron said. Like you could play that clip and just be like, holy shit, Aaron actually is great. And then you could do a rant about how Aaron actually like was the master of that foursome and he really smashes the goal every day and he's one of the best 3 broadcasters of all time. You know what I mean? Like you could exaggerate it now the other way and make Aaron out to be a god among men. Mm-hmm. Instead, what they did is they kept teasing like, oh no, there's a big payoff here. They kept saying that, which I think is a mistake. They kept saying there's a big payoff and there never was one. So the chat was furious. I gotta say, and we probably like, I'll admit this is where you can call me a hypocrite. I would probably, if I didn't like Carl, I'd probably play more clips and make fun of it because it's like kind of a mockable thing. But I'll also say this. I don't get where people are like mad at Carl now. They're like, fuck him. He's worse than Stuttering John and Aaron. It's like, well, I don't really get that. It was just like a bad segment, you know?
How long did they string him along for? If it was like hours of their time with nothing?
It was over an hour.
Okay.
And by the way, from a guy that goes on other shows and talks about how I talk too long on subjects, you know?
Yeah.
Tease people for an hour. You know, I'm not saying everyone's wrong. I'm just saying. No, but like, I just don't get why people have like turned on him and are like, fuck him.
You can look at their payoff with this interview and then look at our payoff with Brian Callen. I'm sure.
What do you mean?
We have a payoff. We promise a payoff. There's a payoff.
No, but I didn't. Actually, that's actually a good example for what I'm saying. I didn't know how that special ended.
Yeah, I know, but
we could have just wasted everyone's time. Like if we got to the end of that, I would have been like, you know what? This was a dud.
This interview wasn't live, right?
The interview was not live. No.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. That's that's kind of what I'm saying is they kept hyping it. They're like, there's a payoff for this. If they were just like, this interview's a dud, but here's a few clips, I think they would have gotten out of it. Like that Callen thing, if there was nothing at the end, we just would have been like, we fucked up. We shouldn't have even bothered watching this.
Watch it at your own peril is what we would have said.
Yeah. That's where that's where I do think they fucked up. But here's always been my thing with Carl when people try to be like, he fucked up with Mersh or with this or whatever. Like, I think he's usually a good sport about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, this is the clip of them reacting to the chats they were giving.
Next week, Carl and Moody will be interviewing my ex-girlfriends to tell them how great I am in bed.
That's very funny. And they're laughing at it. Like if Carl threw a temper tantrum at that, then I'd be like, oh, well, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
You know, but like they're laughing and shitting on themselves for it. That's all I really ask with this stuff. That's why I don't get because I got comments and messages from people where they're like, are you going to address this thing with Carl? I'm like, yeah, but I don't think it's the end of the world.
No, definitely not. And,
you know?
That's a hilarious chat.
That's a great chat. Next, hey, I've got an interview with April. and hold on, there's going to be a yeah. We're going to breeze by all the stuff where she says Aaron's an excellent lover and she left him out of her own insecurities, but he's actually the great. We're breezing by that. There's a payoff where she has a mild criticism of his hygiene. Isn't that interesting?
No, he hated his own cum. Oh, okay, weird. Puffer fish coming in.
This little piggy's been killed, dude.
Exactly. Cut it after this. This should be the last episode.
We had Tukey quitting mid-episode already before we even got to the interview.
I'm quitting this is the last time you'll see Tukey on This Little Piggy until Hackamania 3. Get your tickets now.
And somebody gave you $1,000 super tip this week. You gotta feel horrible about yourself. Hold on a second. What? I'm confused at what's going on right now because Moody and I interviewed this guy. I'm just the one who edited the package together. I just put all the work into it.
Exactly. I would have edited it completely out.
HBD Tukey, happy birthday. Sorry, these dopes ruined it with this lousy interview.
Okay.
You got a pile that's going on.
Tukey's sad.
Dr. Mifflin Tuna, short of Mikey face fucking toes eye sockets, this is a bust.
Yeah, see, like that's all you got to do. The shows that I make fun of would ignore those chats.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that's where I like you try stuff and like maybe Carl oversold it and fucked up, whatever. And maybe he won't admit that. I don't know. Or maybe he disagrees with me and is mad I'm saying this. I have no idea.
I'm going to defend Carl here real quick.
Yeah.
He's in the business of generating buzz and viewers and income through that.
Right.
That's a pretty big deal on paper before you hear it.
Right. Yeah, I think people were mad. Here's the other thing is like people were mad that it wasn't this like crucifixion of Aaron. And I give him credit for being like, oh no, here's the other side. I think they didn't really sell it like we're being objective and like, oh, you know what? Aaron's not always bad. Because people were like, oh, this exonerates Aaron. Like maybe he is right about stuff. And it's like, no, now that's why I want to get into examples. I have a bunch of steel toe clips today. This is what we make fun of Aaron for and what I think they make fun of Aaron for. I'm pretty sure. I've been on that show. Yeah. I think where they fuck up and where the Dabbleverse gets too weird and crazy is like when you try to inject yourself in these people's lives, you know, Like
Yeah.
Carl himself says, like observe and report. This goes beyond that a little bit, like where you want to be a part of their lives and bring it to a level that that doesn't happen naturally. You know what I mean? Like we can make fun of Aaron's recounting of his tales in jail because I still think they're probably exaggerated the way he said them. And that's what's funny. It's Aaron's demeanor to me. It's not whether or not some version of that actually happened. I think that's where a lot of lies come from, by the way.
I do enjoy that they called him radio, though, just because.
That was never confirmed. That's the one thing that wasn't confirmed. They did call him Larry Bird. I don't know if they called him radio or not.
Well, that's even funnier than that he's so dumb he didn't realize that he just called himself retarded.
They're calling him a retard. Yeah.
This is a bust. I
You'd save a lot of money kicking Carl and crew off of Hackamania. I'm reconsidering everything.
Carl Fonzie is what the chat says.
Oh, there was a called Nothing Burger. They called him. Which I thought I think that's funny.
That's wicked funny.
But my thing is because I've seen people like turning on Carl or whatever, and I watched Patrick's show where like his people were furious about it. It's like as long as you like John and Aaron, I think what makes them interesting to me is they would never read those chats. You'd see them popping up and they would ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
And like with John, he would even start to read one and go, they're saying if Mikey does, I don't know, I'm not going to read this. You know what I mean? Like they ignore this stuff. Whereas like, I think that show right there, Patrick and Tukey are like, this fucking sucks. Let's bail on this, whatever.
Team Tukey is the next video.
This is where I'm on Tukey's side completely. This is where I think Moody was like, all right, the bit's bombing. Let me try something here. And this is where I'm like, stay out of these people's lives. I know. This is, by the way, this is legal. It's it's technically not wrong. I get it. But like, what if you drag this poor bastard into it now? This was weird. And I think Moody was just trying to save the bit. And this was a misstep, I thought. I'm with Tukey on this.
It just progressively gets worse from there, and crimes that sort of harm people more and more and more. So in December of 2022, he was caught stealing parcels from doorsteps. Sort of like this is one of the guys that Aaron would be pointing to and saying like, this guy is a menace and shouldn't be around.
This black guy.
Why are we doing this to Mikey?
Thank you, Tukey.
Why are we reading Mikey's history? He was nice enough to give you an intervio, and now we're like, okay,
Discredit him. We have to discredit him because of all the nice things he said about Aaron. We have to show that Aaron and Mikey are lying.
All right, I think it's going to get progressively more interesting, Tukey. I think that's how Moody is setting this up. So
I'm just saying,
I feel
such as
bad.
Amazon packages.
This guy didn't ask for the. I don't know. There's something. Tukey's having a conscience all of a sudden. I gotta go.
I'm live over on my channel if anybody wants.
we can stop this, but it starts.
Oh, I don't care. I'm just saying in general. It just feels kind of. The guy was nice enough to do an interview. We all know he's crazy. You know, he liked Aaron.
I've been saving up dirt on Carl for a while. I'm ready. I'm ready to turn.
Because Mikey stole a laptop from by
Why are they doing this?
I don't know.
They interviewed the guy. He gave them his time. And by the way, like, Mikey didn't know what the show was. At one point, Mikey is like, hey, if there's any women out there that want a partner in jail, he gave out his phone number. So Mikey just wanted people to talk to. And they're like, we found out this guy who's in jail, he's actually committed some crimes.
Get out of town.
I don't know why they're doing this to poor Mikey.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's walking into.
No.
Like, wow.
And again, and like I said, this is public information. They're not doing anything illegal or anything like that. It's just, I think this is where people were like, what's going on here? What is this?
Rock Orb 2002, $5. John's smile reminds me of that one pedo smile guy who went viral about 15 years ago, except that guy made it as a goof. Stuttering John is real creepy.
I don't know the reference, but I'm sure it's accurate.
General GK, $7. Dear Rumpled Trenchcoat, Columbo wore a raincoat, not a trench coat. They're not the same. You dumb.
Oh my God. It discredits everything.
Some guy
Exposed rumpled trench coat now.
I like how that guy paid us to tell him that. We could have just chatted it.
He might not have seen it though. He wanted to make sure he saw it, which I think is good.
Yeah. Jimmy's neglected mother, $5. Get Drew Carey on the phone and show him this improv sizzle reel from Greg.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Ryan Stiles here.
Yeah, that's right. Flatbush Tommy, $5. I don't think it was the end all for Carl. You are drawing those assumptions. He just looks stupid, and
Me?
I wanted this. I'm just reading what he wrote. I wanted you to hear you guys say it is all.
I like the idea that this is going to be like me shitting on Carl now.
Yeah.
Well, Mike said it's over.
There's going to be a new Aussie guy segment on the next podcast.
Well, that's the thing is like when something's not working, and Carl can take this for whatever it's, he can tell me to fuck off or whatever. It's just I give my thoughts on this show. What do you want from me? But when something's not working, he'll sell it and be like, no, this is really interesting. And that's where people are like, what are you talking about? This is not good. So it's tough when you have a show that like shits on podcasts and you're doing something that the audience is like, I want to make fun of this very badly. And you're not joining them on it now.
Brando, member for 4 months. Great show today, Mikey and Craigers. It's been great listening to material on first shift. I've been enjoying Why You Laughing. Also, will Kate show up for KMS tomorrow?
Thank you, buddy. Oh, yes. Will I meet Kate tomorrow?
I'm going with hard no.
You don't think so?
No.
Has it kept up this weekend? I haven't seen any activity.
I haven't really been looking at my phone, but does it count? Like, does a no-show count if she goes in and is like, yeah, it's no big deal?
No, that's showing up.
I feel like if she plays it off like nothing happened, that counts as a no-show to my eyes.
I mean, that's physically being. I think physically being there is a lot different than playing possum.
I don't know. She's got like that, you know, I'm not saying it's fake, obviously, but her dad not doing well in the back pocket. Oh, I can't make it. You know, it's an easy excuse to not go.
Yeah, I hope she shows up, but
I hope so.
We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. Stay tuned tomorrow.
General GK 279. FYI, Carl fans shit on him constantly. It's our thing.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yes.
Because Melton was like mad at his where he's like, I'm friends with Carl. Don't you say this about? So I was like, oh, are people like actually mad? Because that's the thing I didn't get. So maybe I'm misreading it.
They're just making terrific jokes. It seems.
Yeah, that was like all the stuff we played was funny.
Yeah. Filthy Angry, $2. Carl's sin was the same Stuttering John made with the DJT call.
See, that's where I don't understand the comparison, really. I mean, like, I wouldn't have done it, like, if they asked me, but that doesn't matter, you know? Who gives a shit?
I've just been like, hey, this was kind of a dud.
Yeah. We all move on.
Speaking of moving on.
Oh, yeah. So now we have to talk about Aaron.
Now we have to talk about Aaron.
Sorry, Aaron, again. Sorry, Mr. Imholte. But
name this segment, now we have to talk about Aaron.
We're going to see... We're going to see if it's possible to make fun of Aaron anymore. Because people were like, oh, Carl and Moody killed this little piggy, or we can't talk about Aaron anymore. I'm going to give it a try. Maybe it's too soon, 2 days later. Maybe the people haven't healed yet. Right. But I'm going to try and see if we can still make fun of Aaron. So do we first have that clip from the past, old Steel Toe?
We sure do.
So let's start there. And this is what I'm talking about with Aaron. Now, maybe everything he's ever said is true. Maybe both these things are true. But this is the element I make fun of with Aaron. Like, I don't care if the prisoners liked him or not. I just think the bravado that he has and the way he talks about things and the way he portrays them is interesting to me. So this is him in the past, many years ago, talking about Stuttering John on an old version of Steel Toe.
Right. We're ready now. April, we finally got the mention from old Stuttering John.
I am very excited.
I do believe, now I could be wrong, and I'm glad that we have Why Do I Podcast in here, because maybe he can correct the record here. I think one of these references that Stuttering John's about to make to new friend of the show, Tony Michaels.
Oh my God.
That he had on as his guest today. I think one of these is a direct reference to Steel Toe. I want to ask you guys two things. One, is he talking about Steel Toe? And two, do you think Tony Michaels is bothered by us talking shit about him?
Yes, I will.
No, wait.
Oh,
you haven't heard this yet.
Oh,
I want you to answer. This is your homework assignment.
Jeez.
As we hear from Tony, do you think maybe the Steel Toe clip might have got to him? You think it might have got back to him and he might have heard it?
I will check it out.
Let's go ahead and check this out. Stuttering John. Anytime you're dedicating 4 minutes to talking about how you're not bothered by the trolls, you're usually bothered by the trolls.
I'm already making assumptions about Tony because he took down all of those food vlogs after somebody else ripped him a new one.
And he's going to try to retcon that in this clip. He's going to try to go back. Okay. I really want you guys who are longtime Steel Toe fans to really get acquainted. Of course, you're acquainted with Stuttering John, but I want you to get acquainted with Tony Michaels.
So, of course, if you're a Steel Toe fan, you know Stuttering John because they talk about him all the time. This is one of many videos of them talking about Stuttering John. And not only is he talking about Stuttering John, he's in on the characters around Stuttering John, like Tony Michaels. And he wants John's attention. He's like, you think maybe he's talking about us? So I found that very interesting because this week, Stalin19 posted a clip that I felt like contradicted that. So I don't know, maybe Aaron's not 100% telling the truth all the time now. It's hard to tell. Like I said, I'm very sorry to Aaron for misrepresenting him last week. And we've learned that he's right all the time. I just need to figure out how this is also correct compared to what he just said.
Maddie from the Woods 2 with 199 says, you ask SJ's what's your fascination with SJ? That's weird. You guys are an odd bunch. Before you jumped on his rake? I know you all have your fan fiction, but this is really just starting to look sad on your part. I kind of feel bad from a guy like Maddie for the Woods because it's like he lives for these people. And then it's just you live for these people and you're obsessed with them. And then you act like somehow that's on them. Maddie, you're going to be okay, kiddo. Don't forget your pills before you go out today. All right. And thank you for proving my point that I am a very engaging personality.
Oh, God. Like, that to me is the weird thing where Aaron never addresses anything like that. I'll be curious to see how he handles this week. I mean, I think I know. I think it's going to be a lot of gloating this week.
See,
they tried. It is a legitimate win for the toe. That's what they did hand him a win.
Sure did.
That's why I say, like, don't get involved in their lives because Aaron and John and guys like that, they look at it as wins and losses. And I personally don't. But This Little Piggy this week tried to get a win on Aaron. You know what I mean? Like, they went into his life, found just a private person, a guy who's just sitting in a jail cell, and interrogated him and wanted answers and presented them on the show. And we're kind of like, hey, there's a big payoff. And they promoted it and we're very excited about it. And it ended up being nothing. And it actually is a win for Aaron in an attempt to beat Aaron. Like, what they wanted to do was embarrass Aaron. That's where getting into people's personal lives gets very messy. And it's not something I enjoy being a part of. And when I say that, people get mad at me. People are like, you're moralizing or you're telling people how to live. Do whatever you want. But by every example we ever play, I'm right. So you can listen to me or not on that stuff.
Yeah, but he did steal parcels. So
he did that scumbag Mikey. You know what? I think Moody is right. Mikey should pay for his crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
He did.
Like, hey, you know what? This criminal who's sitting in a jail cell, he did some things to get there. Poor Tukey was like, why are we doing this? Stop it.
He's going to get some mail. So we're on to housekeeping.
Okay, yeah. So we're on this week's Steel Toe Morning Show. We're checking in. This is going to look very different to you guys because we usually watch Aaron on the Steel Toe Morning Show.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different show that he does called the Steel Toe Evening Show. It's an entirely different format. totally different audience. Everything's different about it. So this is him just kind of cleaning things up. This is an update on what happened this week.
Okay, so here's where we're at for tonight. 175 left for the week. That's it. 80 memberships away from 400. Let's get that down there a little bit. I think.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I feel like last time we talked about him, maybe not last time, not that long ago, we were closing in on 500 members.
Well, he did take a week off.
How is he 80 away from 400? It's always, the numbers are always very confusing on this show.
They really are. I can't follow it.
It's tough to follow.
2 weeks from now is like a free week because that's the week I was in jail and we had all our memberships expire. No new ones got. So I think if we get to 400 this week, back to 500 next week is going to be easy peasy. So gifting those Rumble. Oh, also the YouTube memberships are going up, which is awesome. Check out those clips, by the way. The clips are.
Wait, where are the other members?
Rumble.
It's 400 Rumble members.
I don't fucking know. This guy doesn't make sense. It was 175. He's gonna get a $200 donation, and it's not gonna count for some fucking reason.
The rules are always very confusing, but as we learned on This Little Piggy, he's right about them. That's the tough thing about these Aaron segments now. Is like obviously there's nothing to make fun of here. It's just he's always been right. So that's what was exposed this week.
We have to revisit Ricada's house.
I know. Yeah. What was really going on there?
Get in, and
he was there against his will trying to get his kids out.
Poor guy.
Leave them alone.
The algorithms. I got a couple shorts that are in the thousands, but I mean,
I'm sorry. We stepped over him talking about some of his numbers. This is a guy. He's constantly like, "I'm one of the best broadcasters there is," which obviously he's right about, as we learned. But it's tough when you talk about numbers like this.
Chips are going up, which is awesome. Check out those clips, by the way. The clips are bombing this week. I did not get in any algorithms. I got a couple shorts that are in the thousands, but I mean, they're shorts, you know.
So his clips are like doing. This is what's weird about Aaron, and obviously he's right about all of it. So I'm going to try and wrap my mind around it over the next few minutes. But I just question how both can be true, where like no one's watching the show, but they're also killing it. It's weird.
A couple of them, the shorts.
The shorts are in the thousands, which is cool.
Views of view.
Yep, that's true.
This is him on numbers.
Okay, let's hear more about these numbers.
7 links every show that we don't get to. Need more content. By the time I get to Mediaite every day, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I think I've got enough. But thank you very much, Regaza. I appreciate it. Again, you get to me, buddy. I'd love to hear from you, even if it's just to hear stories about the people who said they were going to take down Steel Toe. Can't even get Steel Toe numbers anymore. I like
He's
that.
right.
Well,
he's right. They all do less than Steel Toe, even though when I look at his numbers, they are less than Who Are These Podcasts and Nobody Likes Onions and Tukey. The numbers that YouTube gives us are less, but maybe YouTube is in on the conspiracy. YouTube, Moody, and Carl are all lying about Aaron because everything this guy says is right. That his numbers suck, but theirs are even worse. This is what's maddening about Aaron, where he's like, our clips are bombing this. No one's watching this shit. And then in the next sentence, he'll be like, yeah, our competitors don't do shit for numbers. It's like, you said you don't do shit for numbers. I don't get it.
They couldn't get Steel Toe numbers before, so it makes sense they can't get Steel Toe numbers after. So speaking of Mayor Fry, I should stop the bragging. It's unbecoming of a gentleman. 170 away from tonight. Keep going, guys. Appreciate it. 170 away from tonight. 80 memberships on Rumble away from 400.
I never know who the fuck he's talking about, where he's like, I'm getting better numbers than all these people. My channel is much smaller than Carl's.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably comparable to Patrick and Tukey in the same ballpark. And this episode will have as many views as the entire week of Steel Toe morning shows. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never that guy. I don't give a like. Our channel is basically the same size as Aaron's.
Be that guy.
But it's like you can't do this thing where you're being self-deprecating and shitting on your own numbers and then saying we're so much better than all these other people. These numbers are not. We're not talking Theo Vaughn territory, you know?
No.
These are not things to get into a dick measuring contest about.
Next we have confusing.
What's always confusing is Craig. I don't think this is going to clear up. The first clip had you kind of baffled. I don't know if this is going to help
either. 135 away from tonight. Thanks a million. What are we looking at? 231 is the number for tonight. Hit like, hit subscribe.
Okay,
hit
whoa.
What's wrong?
It was 175.
135.
Now it's 2 something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It was 175. Now it's 135. And now it's also 231. I'll explain. What I believe is happening is he's telling you that 231 people are watching him live.
That's it?
Why you would... Well, that's whatever. Good for him. To have anyone, good for him, you know?
But I always thought there was significantly more than that.
I mean, there were.
But he went to jail and lost them all?
No. He went to a polycule and got a big audience, and then that dwindled over time because you can only talk about that for so long. But like 231 people watching, like, good for you. That nice. Like, if that is a honest living for you, terrific. What do I care? But it's weird to do this thing where, like, I see, like, This Little Piggy, say what you want about it the other day. 1,000+ people watching live. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do this.
1,000+ people brokenhearted. If you look at it that way.
That's true. They ruined 1,000 lives all at once.
It's like one of the towers on 9/11. That show.
That's right. but like, you can't do this thing where it's like I'm so much better than all my haters. 231 people watching live. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be bummed about the numbers and bragging. It's very exhausting. And I know he's right about all of it, but it's just hard for me to keep up with, is what I'm saying. But that's not even the confusing part. The confusing part is he says, he goes 135 tonight, 231 tonight. We've sussed that out. It's a little confusing. But now let's hear the rest of this. It gets even more confusing.
Appreciate you being here. Grab a few more people, bring them in. We haven't hit 300 on the evening shows this week. But here's my thing. Evening shows hit the goal. I'm fine with whatever the audience size is, as long as you guys are having a good time. Streamlabs.
If it's one guy paying me $300, that's good enough for me.
I'll do the show for him.
That would be great. If it was one view and Aaron was hitting the goal every night, that'd be great.
I'm the best to ever exist.
Super chats and Rumble rants. We got it down to 135 by 7 o'clock. That looks good by my count. Keep it up, guys.
That's where I'm confused. He goes, all right, 135 is the goal tonight. Let's get that goal down to 135 by 7 o'clock. And you might be thinking he just misspoke. He didn't. I listened to the rest of it.
I was going to say, matter of fact, like tripled down. So he knows what he's thinking, but
yes.
We don't know what he's
and
thinking.
Then $5 more came in and he goes 130.
Next thing he's going to talk about his audience some more.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe all the scorned This Little Piggy fans are going to be Steel Toe fans this week. Maybe they'll all go over. But right now, this is how Aaron looks at his audience.
298 is our number right now. Guys, just 2 more.
For what? Numbers keep going up and down simultaneously.
See, this is how you get more donos. You confuse everyone into going, I need him to stop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I give $10, then what's the number? Is it going up or down? I can't tell.
That'd be hilarious. It was like $10 donations, like a demerit, actually.
300 away from the goal.
Fuck.
It's just a complete roulette. You have no idea. You give $50 and you're like, we're 500 away from the goal now. Sorry.
He's tapped into an OCD client list and they're all losing it.
You pulled the negative dono card, and people are like, "Ah, damn it!"
Watch this program, and we get to 300 for the first time this week. Oh my God. Rumble Studio is spitting the number 298 at us, and it's just taunting me. Went down to 297, of course.
He's counting one viewer at a time.
Should I try that?
I don't care how many people are watching right now. I assume it's one.
Yes.
I assume it's Box Eating Dad sending Craig racist phrases and trying to distract him.
Hey, that happens often.
That's all I assume is happening in the chat. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing something. I'm busy. If Craig kept saying like, "Hey, this is what's going on in the chat," I would say, "Shut the fuck up. I'm busy."
I'll count them one by one if you want.
to brag about your audience size and talk about how skilled you are at this and everything, and then go, only 298 viewers. I wish that was 300. I wish that was 2 people more. Oh no, we lost one.
Hey, he's proven that he's not a liar.
There's no podcast that should worry about one guy. You know what I mean?
No.
Like if you're doing a podcast, and like Aaron makes a living on his podcast, which is commendable. Mm-hmm. And he's right. Craig is right. He's right about all. He's doing it right. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But there's no podcast, like if that's how you make your living or whatever, you should never be worried about one human being.
No.
And be like, we're at 298. Fuck, we're at 297. Where'd that guy go? Get him back here.
That's I couldn't believe he just said it. He's like, damn it.
297.
Fuck.
You think they'll ever come back?
It's an odd number.
Maybe he just went into the other room to grab a beverage and he's coming right back.
You guys, if this hits the 280s, the goal is now 412.
Now that's fun.
Yes.
If the goal was like utter madness, that would be fun.
It is utter madness.
I know, but in like sort of a rigid way, you know? I'm saying make it like people donate and you subtract money. You know, there should be negatives and positives to the goal. You know, like we find that guy. If we don't hit the goal, we all find that guy that left the chat.
He has like a Pee-wee's
ruin his life.
He has a Pee-wee's Playhouse style like secret donation, and if someone does it, it blows the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Now to 295. Oh my God, Aaron, stop looking at it. Stop looking at it, Aaron. Oh,
you're Aaron.
Matt Khalil story. 294. Oh my God. Like, subscribe,
You know, jail does, mess with people.
Well, no, but Aaron was in jail. He should look at those people as being freed.
Yes.
Like they're going back into general society. That's good for you. That's what Mikey said about Aaron. It's like, hey, we miss him here, but we know he's better on the outside,
Hello, get us in some algorithms for Christ's sake. All right, guys, throw in a couple of memberships, let's get that number down a little bit under 100 and feel good about hitting this.
Which number?
It's like, fuck, I got to leave then.
I'm echoing pretty badly. Can you hear that?
No.
Okay.
Someone in the chat, let me know if you can hear that, because I can't. We had this problem once.
All right. I think it's good now anyways.
Final goal of the week for the evening shows and being one step closer to a perfect week. Everybody all together on Rumble right now. I want all of you, as many as humanly possible, gifting one membership and getting that number up.
Who would they be for then?
I have no idea.
If everyone in the chat gifts a membership,
yeah,
I've done that before. I've gone in Casey Day's chat and gifted memberships, and I assume I'm giving those to people who are watching and don't have a membership.
Right.
If every person buys a gifted membership, who's getting them? You know what I mean?
You know what? My brain's officially broken. I can't even spin it anymore.
There's at least one left over, assuming none of them were members already.
Like a rock.
As my guy Bob Seger said. That's Aaron.
Like a rock.
It's hard against the wind.
do anything about the fact that we're 37 minutes away from the end of the show tonight. We're $95 away from tonight's goal. 70.
Okay, so that makes sense so far. We're making sense.
Yes, we're $95 away from the goal.
It's less than 135.
And that's exciting. It means people are moving. Even if there's only 294 people there, things are buzzing.
7 memberships away from 400. The audience is dropping like a rock, getting ready to be done. Let's throw in a couple of bucks.
Aaron, I know you're right about everything, but you can't do this. Well, you can't be this guy who's better than everyone and is like, the audience is dropping like a rock.
Mike, he's so confident in his work that he is the most transparent man in broadcasting.
True. But then I would say, don't worry about it. You know?
I'll say
it is. And that's Aaron being right again. He's being honest and correct by saying the audience is dropping. But don't focus on it. That's not going to change it. People aren't going to be like, oh, I got to watch the guy who's counting his numbers go down.
Maybe he's going for sympathy donos.
Oh, guys, I really stink, huh? No one wants to watch me. Aaron, I want to watch you. I'm here.
Yeah, this is a Baggy Monster hit the red button, and that's what he has to do.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have to.
Sorry, Aaron. We fucked up.
He wanted to weigh in.
Even see if we can't call this another win for the toe. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Get in there, throw in a couple of dollars, and let's see. You guys have been consistently dropping that number down. I do so much appreciate it. Just one more push. Like
one more push.
Just one more push. A tush push. He's like the Eagles. Just get over that line.
Jalen hurts my ears.
That's fun. You redeemed yourself from earlier.
Thank you.
Not bad.
This is PayPal. We know what happens when we go to PayPal.
Oh, is Aaron disrespecting the people of PayPal? I hope not.
One-Head Rex says, fuck PayPal. Phil Herslit says, Aaron hates PayPal. I love any platform that copious amounts of money are donated to Steel Toe.
Copious.
For example, $95.
I think if someone sent the total goal in one donation, I wouldn't say it's copious.
That's a good point. Elon Musk has copious amounts of money.
Yes, Donald Trump, copious amounts of money.
Yes, certainly.
Away from tonight's goal, we got 30 minutes left for the rest of the week. If somebody came in right now on any platform and donated money, I would be super thrilled. PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, Rumble.
We forgot.
Doesn't matter. Here, go ahead. Test me. Go ahead. Everybody, throw in memberships. I'll say thanks. Go ahead. Throw in PayPals or Venmos. I'll say thank you. Ask OG Anonymous Fake Dono. I thanked him right on the spot.
I gotta tell you. Listen, I know he's my buddy, so maybe I'm biased, but Carl's going to have to interview 70 more prisoners before he can convince me this guy's more likable.
His goal.
I just like any platform where you're giving me money.
I'm sure you could find someone in that jail that didn't like him.
I think it'd be impossible.
You know, when you put it like that.
Gonna look a gift horse in the mouth? Are you out of your mind? I'm about to go put that skirt on and see if I can't make a few bucks.
Jesus, Aaron.
I abandoned.
Aaron, I wish I could warn Aaron. Aaron, just shut your mouth. You're gonna have a great week next week.
Feel no shame, Aaron.
You got an actual win in a couple days. This was like Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 days, Aaron, less than 48 hours, you're gonna get a huge win over Carl and Moody. You're gonna be able to gloat all week. I wish I could warn him. He's like, hey, I'll put on a skirt and dance around for money if I have to.
Because he could set the goal at 700 on Monday or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And everyone that was pissed at Carl will tip him and hit that goal.
Tomorrow's goal is going to be met pretty early, I think. It's going to be people, Aaron, you were right. Aaron, you were right.
Yes.
Our sponsors started dropping and we lost Twitch.
Hold on. This came out of nowhere.
Oh.
Go back a second. He starts just melting down. I wish I could warn this poor bastard. Aaron, things are going to go so great for you soon.
In the mouth. Are you out of your mind? I'm about to go put that skirt on and see if I can't make a few bucks. I abandoned shame years ago when our sponsors started dropping and we lost Twitch. Oh,
the poor guy.
What was it? RZ
That felt very real when he's like, Anyways, let's go to fill her slit. Let's see what he has to say.
Next, we have Gentleman.
He is a gentleman. He's a true gentleman that goes about soliciting the goal in a classy and regal manner.
By the way, what I'm doing right now is called making a joke and then addressing plausible deniability. It's really nice. Hey, you know what's not deniable? $95 away from tonight's goal, and we are $95 away from our final goal of the evening show week being hit, and the toe having another perfect week on the evenings. All we need is a few of you to come up with 5 or 10, and we'll have this thing all hammered out. We're addressing it like gentlemen. We'll get it taken care of. Let's go. Gifted memberships are gold currency.
I'm laughing because I know what's about to come when he says we're going to deal with this like gentlemen.
Oh.
Well, yeah, he's come long ago. Aaron sopped it up, but no, what's about to come is Aaron handling this like a gentleman. I find that very interesting. And when he says a perfect week, do you think he means like we're going to hit all our goals? Then everyone's going to shit on Carl and Moody for a bad interview. Like, does he know that going in when he calls it a perfect week, or is that an added bonus?
It is going to be a perfect week.
Little did he know how perfect it would be for old Aaron.
We might have to do an emergency show at some point in the middle of the week.
Yes.
Taking the L.
Okay, Aaron says he's handling like a gentleman. And I got to say, this turned me on Aaron a little bit. Even before this little piggy drama, I was like, you know what? I got to tip my cap to Aaron. This is how he should have handled it the entire time. Maybe he's talking a little too much about it, but he is handling it like a gentleman, as he said. I was proud of him.
We are still 95 away from tonight, and that number is not moving, and you guys have been very generous. We got about 15 minutes left. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm gonna prepare to take the L tonight. I get pleasantly surprised by this audience a lot, and this week has been great, and goddamn if the last year hasn't been incredible. We got to lose sometime, and I know I've given this speech probably 10, 15 times over the last year.
I would say 80 or 90 at least. But yeah, okay. But at least he's acknowledging it. That's good.
I'm thinking this is going to be the one we don't hit, but I mean it tonight. I think this might be the one we don't hit. You guys are fantastic. You're incredible. If you feel like throwing in some memberships, if you feel like throwing in a few bucks, the links are right there in the chat. Go ahead and click them and throw in a couple of bucks. If not, it does look like we might take a bit of an L this evening.
Well, hey, no harm, no foul, Aaron. And I actually kind of respect him for handling it that way. He's like, hey, you know, we've had a good run. We're not going to make every single goal, and whatever. If you want to donate, feel free. But Aaron finally handling the goal like an adult, and actually a good week for the toe. I thought that was all above board, and I'm kind of earning a lot more respect for Aaron. Maybe people will write about him, and I'm curious to see him gloat on Monday. All right, let's wrap it up, I guess.
WPH.
I'm sorry?
WPH.
Oh, that wasn't our last clip.
No.
Okay, it sounded like he took the loss pretty well. I guess for some reason I must have clipped him signing off. I don't know why I would do that, but I guess this is just the end of his show. So let's get through this and then we'll get out of here.
Main Vein with $1 says, Aaron, try an Erica rally to hit the goal. I know you don't want to admit it, but white power fuels this show. It's a fact, bud. Embrace your race. We are not fueled by white power, no matter what that last story says.
Yeah, WPH stands for White Power Hour. So right after Aaron says, you know, we're going to take this loss like gentlemen. We're going to get the hell out of here. Moments later, he is convinced to put on what he calls a White Power Hour, which we'll hear. Erica, do you know Erica, Craig? I'm sure you fall asleep to this music.
Erica Kirk? Was that the
No, I wish. This is a rallying cry of Nazi Germany in the late 1930s.
Oh, no, I don't know that.
Well, you're going to want to check it out on Spotify because that is what Aaron is about to play to close out his show. He almost had me when he did the whole rant about taking the loss in a nice, tidy fashion. This is what he does.
And here's the goal.
Let's see how he closes out the show.
To be all right. I see all the green lanterns in the chat. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run Erica, and I'm going to tell you something. If we hit that $70 goal while we play Erica early and we rally and make that $70 and fucking Main Vein ends up being right, I'm going to be happy on one hand that we had a perfect week, but I'm going to be really fucking pissed that he was right. I don't consider my show fueled by white power. I just want to say that for the record, I don't find this show fueled by white power.
Isn't it cute what he's doing?
He just lost all his allies from prison.
Poor Mikey has no idea. Isn't it cute what he's doing though? Where he's like, I'm not for white power, guys. All right, here's this Nazi song.
So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to say that Main Vein is wrong. I'm going to fire up Erica and we're going to miss the goal tonight. All right. We got 6 minutes left. So we'll run through Erica twice. We're still going to come up short on tonight's goal. Fire up the lamp, hit the lamp. There it is. Hit the music.
Who's he talking to, by the way?
Anonymous fake.
What's that?
Who's he talking to?
In which
fire up the lamp, fire up the music.
I think he's telling everyone to fire up their own respective lamps.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was like, there's not a producer there. Who's he talking to?
No, I think he was talking to us.
Hey, all right, get that music going. All right, I'm over here on the board turning on the music. Get that music going over there, will you?
He does talk to phantom producers often, but I don't think this was an occasion of that.
I think it's just a thing like radio guys have where it's like they want to feel like they're doing something, you know?
Correct.
No says, no way Aaron will read this. $65 away from tonight's goal. We're still safe.
He was so close.
This is so low.
He was so close.
He's so lucky Carl got him back on track. This could have been the end.
No, that's what I mean. That son of a bitch took the steam out of this.
Fuck you, Carl.
You know what? I'm with these people now. It could have been so fun. Look at what this guy does without injecting yourself in his life.
He's gonna make $1,500 on Monday.
I didn't have to interview anybody. I didn't have to go to his hometown. I didn't have to do anything. He handed me this clip.
Because we're fueled by white power. And if I played Erica, we would hit tonight. I said that, hey, we're going to lose every once in a while. It happens. Not a big deal. We're at 75. We're cool. Now we're at 65. Main Vein with $20. Thank you, Main Vein.
He's just playing Nazi music.
That's wild move.
This is where. Remember when he played Hava Nagila?
That was kind of funny.
I'll
give him that. That was kind of funny.
He's just playing Nazi music, and it completely got overshadowed because they had to go and tamper in his life and interview some dumb prisoner, and people didn't like it.
And verify everything.
Stay out of his way.
They verified everything he said.
Stay out of his way, and he will embarrass himself. That's all I'm saying.
$10 away from tonight's goal, or 10 gifted memberships on Rumble. Thank you so much. 50 away, 4 minutes left in tonight's show. Look, $50 is still a long way from home. I
Stop playing coy, you bitch.
I'm in a safe spot. Main Vein's going to be wrong, because if we do hit the goal tonight, it just means that it was fueled by WPH and the lamp, and I don't want it to be.
This is a guy that wants to get back on radio, by the way.
Say that again. Oh, I know. It's not happening.
He wants to be back on terrestrial radio.
Not happening.
And he's playing Nazi music, calling it by the way, calling the segment. You say he's being coy. I would actually argue that. He's calling the segment the White Power Hour.
He's being coy with like, I don't think that.
I know. It's cute. Aaron is exhausting.
Yes, it is.
But I think a $50 loss, I think I can handle
Piggy
it.
Monster's actually
to know that it was not fueled by this song. $10 from Von Kaiser. He says, you're not going to see this. $10 on PayPal. Thank you very much. $40 away
my
from
chest.
tonight's goal. Hey, $40 miss. Not bad. Not bad.
Shut up.
And we're
Shut
not
the
going
fuck
to win
up.
due to the W.
You know, if we miss by 40, no big deal. But I still got to play the song again.
And these jackasses had to go to a prison to be like, I think there's a chance we might embarrass Aaron. just watch his show. He does it for you.
He's figuratively bent over wearing a skirt, fingering his own asshole, and you guys went and interviewed that guy.
And they interviewed a guy who's like, Aaron's a nice guy. And again, something I should make very clear. Like, I know it gets to a place where these guys have like a rivalry with Aaron or hate him to a degree, and it happens with Stuttering John and all. Like, if I met Aaron, I'd probably like him. Like, if I without take podcasting out of, I don't know who Aaron is, I just run into him somewhere, I'm sure I'd be like, oh, that's a nice guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's what I would assume Mikey and the other prisoners would say. I've never had this mindset of like, oh, when Aaron's in jail, everyone's gonna hate him. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it would be whatever it was. Maybe he'd come back with a sad story or two, or I more likely thought he would come back and say what it was. It was the greatest day of his life. Yeah. Like, Aaron can get along with all the prisoners, and that would still be an exaggeration to say he was the facilitator of fun. He was the. What they did is they go, Aaron said he was the facilitator of fun. Was that true? And Mikey goes, yeah, you could say that. That's a lot different than Aaron getting on his show and going, I was the facilitator of fun. These people's lives were dark and I brought a little sunlight. You know what I mean? Like, that's the funny part, not whether or not it actually happened.
Yeah, and then they go and interview the guy who's like, you know, before Aaron got there, jail was real boring and it was dark. No one really laughed. He came in, boosted all our spirits. Now he's gone and we're back to where we were. And we just kind of miss him. Yeah, he's a great guy. When, like, just watch his show. He'll do plenty to give you material. Look what he's doing. Yeah. Anyways, you know what? And maybe I'm oversimplifying it. Maybe it's hard to goof on Aaron. Craig, back to the clip.
PH. All right, that's the first run. We've got 3 minutes left. So set the pins back up. Let's play Erica. You guys didn't even get halfway there, so I think we're going to be fine. Shut up.
They took this from us.
$40 away. Papa Shop says, shuck and jive, you Kentucky Fried Negro Jew. Jesus Christ. I got to say.
Fuck you, Carl. You took this from us.
I tried to defend you, Carl, but I can't save it from Craig.
That's a little hard in the paint. 72 memberships away, $40 away. It's me versus Main Vein. If we miss the goal tonight, I did prove a point that this show is not fueled by WPH. If we hit the goal...
It's a weird thing Aaron's doing, too, where he's playing the Nazi music, but he keeps calling it WPH as if that's, like, PC. Like, that'll get him on the radio. If he just calls it... I'm not going to call it the White Power Hour. I'm not going to lower myself.
I can't do that.
But we hit it for a really shameful reason. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. 2 minutes to go.
I need everyone on Monday to super chat him apologizing.
Yes. Yeah. Send it from Blind Mike. Say, hey, Blind Mike says we're sorry.
Yes. Say,
I'll super chat him.
Say we're all sorry.
We're all very sorry. Go support Aaron. Aaron deserves a day where we're like, you know what, Aaron, we're sorry because this was ruined.
You know how much fun we would have with this clip if fucking Carl
that wasn't looming over us.
Yes.
That this smug prick is right about everything.
Damn. You know, I have a feeling he's going to hit that goal. He's pretty right about stuff.
As he should.
Vein so far.
He fucking better.
Not correct. Not correct so far, old Main Vein. God damn it. Well, there's the goal. $50 from Main Vein.
Yep.
Now, wait a minute. He just dropped it himself.
That rascal. Fuck, I can't even do this authentically.
Oh, that is so Main Vein. I know it's hard to make fun of that. You know what? I thought we were going to show how easy it is to still make fun of Aaron.
Yeah.
I think the people were right. It's hard now.
It's hard. But hold on, this could be just because this is before that interview dropped. Let's see how next week plays. Oh, wait, we can't. You're going to be gone.
I know. Sad.
Ups it himself. Now he's at $130 for this week also, so that puts him in third place. Now, wait a minute. You can't just do it yourself so that you can prove yourself right.
Oh, you scamp.
All right, then give him his money back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, refund him. If this is against the rules, Aaron, refund him.
We know you're a stickler for rules.
So now Kmart Ready is in fourth. TDR Shit Show is in central booking.
Oh, that's a new thing, by the way. So fifth place is the cuck chair. You're aware of that?
Sure.
I don't think you are.
No, totally. I know what you mean.
So top five, the leaderboard at least.
Yes, it scrolls the bottom of the
There's a top five, and if you're in fifth place, you're in the cuck chair.
Because you're about to be knocked off.
I guess, yeah. The top four people are cucking you. You're watching the other four fuck.
You're right.
And you're just on the cuck chair. This is new. I haven't heard him explain this. Second place is central booking. Which is also what Aaron called the worst part of jail. And we know this is 100% true, by the way.
Well, because he's a runner-up. He donated so much money, but he still didn't win.
Oh, very good, Craig.
Yeah.
I didn't even get that.
So
he's getting fingered in the ass.
Is always right. We need to get this through our heads now.
Yeah, it's a tough world to live in. This would be the last time we talk about Aaron, unless we're just going to talk about how right he is for an hour.
How much money he makes.
Oh, man, this guy's so cool. Damn it.
Everyone, Monday, super chat him. He was right.
Yeah, the goal is a really neat idea. I think it's a good way to do a show.
That's kind of what I'm saying. We did do
right about it all along.
We did do a whole show dedicated to the goal.
It was our best episode.
Yeah.
At 75, and Amateur Anth falling out of there at 70. Oh my God. Oh, hold on a minute. Wait, we got more. We got to kill the music. We got some celebrations.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
He overperformed.
Oh my God.
Yes, in a very dignified manner.
First of all, Main Vein with the $50. Thank you very much.
It was all very classy. He plays a clip of himself screaming when someone donates $50, which is a really neat way to do it. He's a good broadcaster.
We should learn from him.
Yeah, so I guess we're Aaron fans, and I'm going to go to Skankfest, and when I come back, we're going to cover who are these podcasts at the end of the show now. I'm going to have to... I've always liked producer Chris, but I'm going to have to get ready to call him an asshole soon. Figure out what's wrong with him.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Kragers did it.